Are you ready for my big overreaction from last night's game winner from Cade?
He banked that in, right?
He banked it 3, but at the end of the day, he's hooping.
No. He's been killing.
And we've been singing his praises the entire season on this pod. So my big overreaction is way too early to say Cade Cunningham is going to be the starting point guard on Team USA in 2028.
I don't think that's an overreaction.
Yeah.
I think Cade is a bad dude. I think currently he's one of the best guards in the NBA in top 5. So if we're going to put this down in tiers, tier 1 out of respect, and I'm doing guards, and I'm not doing what your resume screams, because if that was the case, Steph would be 1 hands down, right? I'm going currently, as in right now, present, who and where these guards are ranked. That's how I'm going to put this, right? And I'm doing wings included if you're a guy who has the ball in your hands. All right. So like a Tatum and Jaylen Brown are going to be included in this.
Well, so Tatum leads his team in assists. So if he's the one that's
the
creating,
point. He has the ball in his hands, and at the end of the game, who's the one making the plays? It's Tatum. All right. So he's in the conversation. Tier 1 is SGA at the top with Luka and Tatum following. That's tier 1. SGA, Luka, Tatum. They are way out in front. That is tier 1A, or whatever you want to call it. All right. And we got a lot of space. It's tier 2. Tier 2 is Donovan Mitchell, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, and I'm going to put Cade Cunningham in that mix because that's how good I think he is. That, for me, would be tier 2. Anthony Edwards, Donovan Mitchell, Cade Cunningham, Jalen Brunson. That's tier 2. Then you have tier 3, which currently, as of right now, that's where you go a lot of these other guards. Name some guys.
Well, you're going to have your Halliburtons, your Trae Youngs, or all those.
Trae Youngs,
all the guys that Curry and do all the things.
And
De'Aaron
by the
Fox.
way, tier 2, I'd put Steph Curry in there as well. Yeah. Steph Curry's in tier 2 as well because he's had a phenomenal year, even at his age and in his current team. He's been fantastic for the Warriors once again. What is this year? I don't even know. 16, 17. I don't know what it is. He's way up there. The fact that he's playing at this level is unbelievable. He's still tier 2. We know what tier 1 is. I said what tier 2 is. Tier 3 would be Darius Garland, Trae Young, Halliburton,
Tyrese
Maxey, John Morant. Maybe could creep in there. Maybe I don't even know if John's in there.
On a sidebar with Tyrese Maxey, I think he's such an intriguing
Jaylen
guard.
Brown's in there. Devin Booker was tier 2 for a while.
But is he creating though? There have been seasons where Devin was,
and I think there are seasons where his game was overall more put together. I don't think he's having this year. He's coming off a 40 ball last night.
If KD wasn't on his team, he'd be more of the guy with the ball in his hands, creating, coming off pick and rolls.
If KD wasn't on his team, I'd have him tier 2. With KD on his team and the way their team is playing, 4 or 5 games under 500 in a weird year for them. He didn't make the All-Star game this year. He's not tier 2. Just out of respect.
Yeah,
I can't put Devin Booker tier 2 with Stephen Curry or Anthony Edwards when they're doing different things. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And his team's having success. Now, no KD on that team. I'm not blaming KD. I'm just saying pre-Kevin Durant, where he was playing with Steph or not Steph. I'm sorry, Jesus. When he's playing with Chris Paul. And he had a lot of playmaking on his shoulders too, and he was doing all these different things. He was regarded as the best shooting guard in the league at that time. Devin Booker held best shooting guard for like 3 years straight.
There's a reason when they were coming out with this team for Team USA in the last Olympics after they lost to Germany with the team before. With the,
Devin was one of the first names.
They were like, "Oh, he's going to be the shooting guard." It kind of just penciled it in
because that was what he's kind of been.
Yeah.
All right, he's been the best shooting guard in the NBA for a little bit of time. All right. And then the emergence of Ant threatened that. And then some of these other guys, Tatum and all these guys put in the mix. Now, I'm doing a guard thing, so I'm putting them all in one pot.
Yeah.
All right. If we're doing shooting guards, currently right now, I have him as the 3rd best shooting guard in the NBA.
Wait, so you have him over Donovan Mitchell? That's something.
No, I said 3rd.
So it's and Donovan Mitchell.
Yes.
Devin Booker.
It's
so tough to go by position too.
Well, I'm saying if we do position, that's why I said guards. Because wings is Brown and Tatum are wings. But that's why I'm putting everybody in one pot with the ball.
You know what's so funny too is if James Harden heard this, he would say, "Well, I'm having a better season than Devin Booker right now."
I forgot about James. Good point. That's why I said I was going to forget people.
Yeah,
James would be tier 2. James is tier 2. He's not tier 1. Just so we're clear, I don't even have to think about it because I knew I'd miss names. James is a guy that could put his hat in tier 2. Devin's flirting with tier 2, but I have him in tier 3 this year. Do I think he'll be back as a top, when I put him in that tier 2 level? Yes, because that's what he's been most of his career. Tier 1 is when you're like the MVP caliber player every year, regarded as like the best guard in the NBA. Tatum and Luka have had that locked up, and like they're just at a different level than everybody else. And I put Tatum in there out of respect. There's nobody else in that group with them. Now, 4 or 5 years ago, that was Steph at the top. Right? Right. It's different now. I'm still putting Steph in tier 2 because that's how good he is. I put James Harden in there. He's been remarkable this year for the Clippers. I would put Devin in there if their team had more success. Them being as bad as they are with 2 guys from the Olympic team, the guys that started, there's no excuse for it. All right? What the Suns are doing this year is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They're too good. And those 2 guys specifically are too good of basketball players for this to be happening in a weird West. So, yeah, I'm not putting him in tier 2. But historically, yeah, he's been there. But I said tier 3 is all those other guys. But that's how it is for me.
Yeah. I want to do a little rapid fire before we wrap up. So I wish we had a segment. We should think about this. Is things that we've talked about, at a dinner table or something we've argued about that we just bring to the pod for everyone else to listen to so they can have their opinion. But these are things we talked about the other day. A little rapid fire. Who are you taking out of these 2 players? We're going to do current players and historical players. Are you ready? Austin Reeves or Tyler Hero? We will revisit that. That's something we had him, I think a couple seasons ago on the pod.
I'm still going Hero. Austin Reeves has had a fantastic year, big time year for the Lakers, especially as of late. He's really turned it on to where he's now one of the better third options in the NBA. That's been a big conversation this past week. Got to give my respect to Reeves. He's been fantastic. With that being said, I like Hero's shooting ability even more still. And I think if you put Tyler Hero on the Lakers right now as a third option, where he's just like running around firing threes and shit, he'd be unbelievable. I'm still going Hero.
Okay. Remember the Chet Holmgren or Cooper Flag? Who would you have the rest of their career?
I'm going Cooper Flag.
The rest of their career?
Cooper Flag.
And what's the reason? Because Chet's injury history?
He's too injury prone for me. And I have kind of been blown away by Cooper's just ability to dominate. I knew he was going to be good in college, but he just destroyed college basketball this year as a freshman. And he's supposed to be a senior in high school. So if he's doing this at 17, I'm taking his upside where he's going to be at 24.
Payton Pritchard or Jordan Poole?
Another guy that will be on that Olympic team will be Cooper Flag, by the way.
Payton Pritchard or Jordan Poole?
Payton Pritchard.
Really?
100%.
Man, he's on such a good team-friendly contract right now.
The
amount of money he'd be making if he was a free agent this summer.
Oh, you get $100 million.
It's crazy.